Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Hope you're doing well. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're visiting again, thanks for coming back to my channel. Really appreciate it. So if you'd love to know how I created this pinky peachy summery look, keep on watching. So first I applied the ordinary high adherence silicone primer, and I've also recently switched over from my W7 Prime Magic, and I'm actually loving this primer right now. So I also applied the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless foundation in Cappuccino, and I'm just buffing it in with my buffing brush. This is an old Bare Minerals buffing brush that I got with the foundation, that liquid foundation they did a couple of years back. Now I'm just kind of layering on some more foundation onto the areas where I have some acne scars. So next I'm applying my MAC NW40 Studio Finish Concealer over the same spots again, and I'm just blending out with my fingers. I'm also going over those same spots with a sponge just to make the finish a bit more smoother. And I'm also going back over it with my finger again just to cover up those spots. Next I'm taking my NC50 MAC Pro Lomgwear concealer, again applying it over those same spots because I wasn't really happy with the finish I was getting with the Studio Finish concealer, and this one's a bit more liquidy and a bit more easier to work with. Yeah, I was having a really bad day in terms of concealer. But I just applied as much as possible and tried to smooth it out just to make sure those spots were covered. Next I applied the Toffee LA Girl Pro Concealer under my eyes, underneath my bridge, and a little bit on my forehead as well, just to highlight those areas. And I like to work it in with my fingers most of the time anyway, just to blend it into my skin first and then go in with a sponge. Next I set those areas with my RCMA no color powder just to make sure that those areas don't start creasing, or at least under my eyes anyway. I have a problem with creasing with a lot of the foundation that I have, no matter what it is. My under eyes tend to crease a lot, so I need to set it as soon as possible. And I'm just going to brush it away. I'm not trying to bake, I'm just trying to set those areas. So as soon as I've brushed around the whole of my face, I then brush under my eyes and the other areas that I've highlighted. Next I went in with my LA Girl Pro Face HD powder in Warm Camel just to mattify the rest of my face and also to make sure I don't have any flashback. So I applied it over every area of my face, including where I set with the RCMA. Next I'm doing a soft contour with my powder. This is the same Noir powder that I've used in my previous videos. I'll list the colour down below, and it's just a soft contour like I said. If I was doing a full face, you know, like for an event or something, I'd probably do a cream contour and then set it with this powder, but on the day I wasn't really feeling doing a cream contour, so I just prefer to do a powder contour because one, it's easier, it's quicker, and you know, it's a lot softer, it's not as harsh. So I'm just buffing some of that powder onto my cheekbones, and I've just dusted it over my forehead, and I'm just buffing it upwards rather than downwards just to make sure that it really cuts a shadow under my cheekbones. And I've also gone in with a large blending brush to contour my nose slightly. Again, especially with the nose, I feel like it's a lot easier to not have that harsh line when you're doing it with a powder as opposed to a cream contour. Next I'm just cutting under my cheekbones with the same RCMA powder just to make sure that the contour is quite prominent, and then I'm just setting my nose again just to make sure that the highlight is also prominent. I'm just brushing it off as soon as I've applied the powder. Again, I'm not baking, I'm just trying to clean up the contour a little bit more with the powder. And again, just brushing off my nose and my forehead just to make sure that those areas are set and also highlighted. Next, I'm gonna choose a blush called Lantern from my Sleep by 3 palette, and I love this blush because it's the corally one, by the way, and I love the fact that it just warms up my face almost like a bronzer. But I basically use it every day. I use it more than the other two colors. I love a peachy corally type blush, and obviously in tying it in with the look that I'm creating today, it just suited me a bit more. Next, I'm applying my L'Oreal blush in Brighten in Sunswept as my highlight, and I'm just applying it to the high points of my cheek, and I'm just blending it upwards into a bit into my brow bone and also down the bridge of my nose. Next, I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Thick Brow Pomade in Chocolate, and I'm first going to comb out my brow hairs with my spoolie, and then I'm just going to use a slanted slanted brush to start carving out my brow. And I'm just following the natural shape of my brow. I'm not doing anything too outlandish. First, I'm just applying a little bit of product to the inner corners of my brow, and then using whatever product is left outwards, and then I'm dipping back into the pomade and applying it to the outer corner of my eye, if that makes sense. So I've just fast forwarded and done my my other eyebrow, and I'm just combing through the products through my eyebrow, and I'm just going to do the same for the first one that I did. And obviously, as you can see, the eyebrow I did second is a bit thicker, but it doesn't really matter because I'm going to clean it up with my concealer. So if you're ever in that position, you can always clean it up and thin it out, or make the other thicker, whichever you want to correct, you can do with a bit of concealer. So I'm just taking my NW40 concealer, the same one that I used for my dark spots, and I'm just using that to clean up my brow on both sides. So I take whatever is left on the concealer, and I usually apply that to the tail of my brow, and if I need to correct the top of my brow, I do that as well, but then I don't actually go in with any extra concealer. And again, if I need to blend out with my fingers, I do that, as you can see. But yeah, I try not to apply too much concealer because then it just looks almost too sharp, and again, it's just using excessive products, which I don't need. So next I'm taking my eBay 120 palette, and I've just grabbed the one with, the colours with the predominantly pink and brown colours. And I'm just taking the brown shade and I'm applying that above my crease as transitional colour. And I'm applying that with a large blending brush. And next I'm applying the pink directly below that and applying it onto the crease basically. So below the brown, I'm just applying the pink and I'm blending it up into the brown as well, so there aren't any harsh lines. And I'm starting in the corner of my eye, so in the outer corner of my eye, and blending inwards. Again, it's just, you know, you can do whatever you want in this case, but I didn't want too much color, so I just used a little bit and blended it out because I'm still going to build up on that. So next I'm going to apply my W7 concealer, and that concealer is basically, I think it's probably, you know, a good dupe for the MAC paint pot, but yeah, I've never used it before, but from what I've seen on YouTube, it looks, you know, like exactly the same. And I love the consistency of this. You know, it's quite thick and it doesn't crease, so I love it, but I can't use it on my face because it's not my color. I actually bought it online and it looks a lot more tan, should I say. So yes, I use this more for any eyeshadow looks that I want to use, and it definitely makes my eye color pop a bit more because it's lighter than my skin tone. So I'm just using that to cut a crease basically, and once I finish cutting it, I'm going to apply the next color. So next I'm just dusting the concealer with my RCMA powder again, and I'm going further down to the other pink kind of, so actually it looks pink, it's more of a peachy color, and that's further down under the pink that I used for my crease. And I'm just using that in the inner corners of my eye. It's a really nice peachy pearlescent color, and then I'm taking another slightly darker peach and using that as the second color on my lid. And I'm blending it out into the first just to make sure again that there aren't any harsh lines. And I'm going back into another pink, and I'm going to use that onto, I'm going to add that to the outer corner of my eye and smoke it out basically. So I'm going to start from the outer corner and smoke it back inwards, if that makes sense. And I'm just spreading it again above the cut crease that I've created. So the cut crease isn't actually going to be a sharp cut crease because I'm applying that pink above it just to smoke it out a bit. And I've just switched over to a pencil brush just to make sure that the pink that I've used actually defines my lid a bit more. And next I'm just applying more of that kind of pearly peachy color, and I'm just applying that to define my inner corner again. And I've just gone into my tear ducts with my MUA gold eyeshadow in Golden, I think it's called. So I went back into that dark pink and I'm just smoking out my outer corner. So next I'm applying my Makeup Gallery liquid eyeliner. I use it in every video. I love it. It's only £1 and it's at Poundland, and it's a really deep black color and it's very easy to apply. So I'm just using that to create a long wing. Next I'm going in with my Benefits Roller Lash Mascara just to switch it up a bit. I normally use my They're Real mascara, but I just thought I hardly ever use this in videos. I might as well just give it a go. And I like the fact that you can switch up the different sides of the brush to coat your bottom lash and then switch it up again to coat your top lash. So again, I'm just going back into my my lower eyelash area with the pink that I used in my crease. And next I'm just going to apply my lip liner and that's the NYX lip liner, by the way, in Hot Cocoa. On top of that, I'm applying my NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick in Exotic on the outer part of my lip and just filling it in. And then I went in with, what's it called, in Push Up. So Push Up I applied to the center of my lips and I'm just blending it out to create a lovely ombre effect. So the result is a really nice ombre effect pink shade to complement the pink in my eyeshadow. And that is the finished look. And yes, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And yeah, if you like what you see, thumbs up, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Yeah, and that's it. So have a blessed day, have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.